Hello, and welcome to the October edition of the SLVCG's Director Showcase. It's the start of spooky season here, and we're already stocking up on our fake spiderwebs, ghostly decor, and big bags of candy. Full size only, of course. And as excited as we are for All Hallows Eve, we're even more excited to talk about the amazing and very well-seasoned director that we have to showcase for you today. Back in 2007, while working at a prestigious IRL university, Saffia Widdershins was asked to explore the potential of using SecondLife as a platform for teaching. And while that venture never took off, what Saffia did realize that day was just how much fun SL could be. So creating an alt, because fun fact, Saffia is actually her alt Avi, Saffia would find a Venice-based region where she could spend her days drinking coffee and chatting with friends in St. Mark's Square. And although those times were fun times, Saffia's experience and love for digital filmmaking would soon have her bringing that talent to the SL grid. Her first steps on the road to her creative career in SecondLife was Prim Perfect, a magazine for homes and gardens in the virtual world. In fact, it was the very first home and garden themed magazine in SecondLife, which launched on May 1st, 2007. Each issue would feature various locations, homes, and builds, have informative interviews and fun quizzes, and even treasure hunts to win fabulous prizes. The magazine would do so well that it would catch the attention of New York Times, who would interview Saffia in an article about virtual homes. The website is still up today for those who'd like to take a look back at the stylish SL homes of yesteryear. We'll be sure to link it below. It wouldn't take long though before fans of Saffia and her magazine would encourage her to take her talents to the world of video. So with that, Saffia would contact the SecondLife cable network, SLCN for short, known as the world's first virtual television network. SLCN would serve virtual world viewers and producers by broadcasting live content to television screens in-world as well as on the web. Knowing that they were developing a broad spectrum of programs, Saffia would approach SLCN, later to be known as Treat TV, about creating a show focusing on SecondLife homes and gardens. The showcase was a virtual version of Extreme Makeover Home Edition, in which a lucky homeowner gets his or her place made over by up to 3 experienced designers who each take a section to renovate. Speaking of renovations, it's been a while since we've given you a fun little scoop about one of our directors. So open up your trick-or-treat bags because we have a sweet one for you today. Did you know that Warner Brothers and the CW came to the SL grid to develop an entire sim dedicated to the hit TV show Gossip Girl? Well, super fun fact is that Saffia would approach Warner Brothers with a suggestion of redesigning the coffee shop on that sim. And not only did they let her do it, but she had done such a great job that they then asked her to redesign the nightclub on the sim as well. How cool is that? Eventually, Media Makeover would evolve into a show titled Designing Worlds, which would explore the work and issues affecting designers in the virtual world. It was an immediate hit, and actually still running today. We'll be sure to toss in the link in the comments section below. While Designing Worlds was a smash right out of the box, it was something that Saffia would only occasionally film. Working with her team, she would begin to develop special Halloween and Christmas stories that were set in New Babbage for the show Designing Worlds.
Hello, Mr. Mornington.
Miss Widdershins, do come in. So, are you here for your Christmas visit?
Yes, indeed I am. And I bought presents for the urchins of Babbage from the Primgraph magazine.
What the? Thumper? Thumper! Mr. Mornington? Mr. Mornington?
This taste of a more story-based content would lead Saffia and her team to plan a narrative series for Treat TV titled The Blackened Mirror, a film noir-esque series that would follow the life and problems of a private detective, Harlan Quinn. Directed by Saffia and co-directed by Pet Love Pet Shop, the bi-weekly series would run for 2 seasons and a total of 12 episodes. Here's a quick look at the very first episode.
Yeah, what's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, okay, he's British.
Calm down, Mr. Biggins.
I should warn you, Mr. Quinn, that Mr. Biggins can be rather protective. You might do better not to annoy him.
If you found it as intriguing as we did, don't worry. We'll link you the YouTube page below so that you can go and get as hooked on the series as we are. Sadly, Treat TV would eventually shut down operations in 2014, but this wouldn't stop Saffia from wanting to create. Instead, it was then she decided that she needed to learn how to film on the grid properly. So she would enroll in Adobe Generations course to learn Adobe Premiere and some After Effects. And while her fellow classmates were busy trying to learn this knowledge to film in the real world, Saffia's only focus was learning how to incorporate her newfound knowledge into the world of Second Life. As her final project in the class, she would create what she considers to be her very first machinima, which was the opening sequence to a Sherlock Holmes film based on the Arthur Conan Doyle story, The Speckled Band. Teachers shocked by what she could create in the metaverse would rave about her project. Here's a sneak peek.
Of all these varied cases, however, I cannot recall any which presented more singular features than that which was associated with the well-known Surrey family of the Roylotts.
From there, Saffia would use her new skills to continue on her journey of becoming a machinima creator. In the book, New Opportunities for Artistic Practice in Virtual Worlds, Saffia was interviewed by the author and quoted saying, "We are pioneering and building a portfolio demonstrating SL as a medium for sophisticated filmmaking." And sophisticated filmmaking is exactly what she would bring to the grid. While her biggest struggle has been finding time to fit in everything she wants to do, her many years of being a teacher in the studies of communication, media, and film, and her love of directors such as Hitchcock and Christopher Nolan helps keep her inspiration to create alive. Wanting to create stories in a light and darkness and loving the creative process of turning a story into machinima, Saffia believes passionately that machinima can become the democratization of the film process, just as self-publishing has become the democratization of the novel. As the years went on, Saffia would delve into quite a few creative projects, everything ranging from an exciting steampunk-themed webcomic by the name of The Quest of the Golden Prim, live stage performances of plays like Much Ado About Nothing,
Why doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that's printed in her blood? Do not live, hero. Do not ope thine eyes.
running events like the 1 Billion Rising events,
1 Billion Rising is rising against all forms of violence against women. This year, on February 14th, men and women in Second Life will join people across the world to rise.
directing creative narratives, short stories,
Who lived on a beautiful island. All her life, Ashwin had been fascinated by another island close by that hung in the sky.
and even doing live interviews for Linden Labs such as Meet the Lindens for SL birthday events.
What do you enjoy doing?
Mostly traveling and socializing, just going to interesting places and see who I can bump into and strike up conversations and just see what people are making and doing.
And guys, she doesn't do this all alone. In fact, Saffia is a strong believer in the power of working in a team. When asked about her views on teamwork, she would admit to following the Hollywood model, with her belief that she is not brilliant in all aspects of film. She finds comfort in staying in her field of expertise, which is filming and editing, while trusting others with more knowledge to handle the other areas. Giving thanks to all of her team members such as Elric Merlin, Aisling Sinclair, Wildstar Beaumont, Bane Finch, Beck Jonas, and PJ Trenton, and more. Saffia would proclaim that she couldn't do it without her fantastic team, and every single one of them brings their best game. And it was with this team that she would create what she considers to be her greatest successes and high point in her filmmaking development, her film series Harlan Quinn and the Omega Hex. 10 years after the Black and Mirror series, Saffia and her team would feel like they weren't quite done with those characters just yet. Wanting to revisit the story but have it based in a fantasy fair, we won't say how because, spoiler alert, Saffia and her team would raise money from sponsors to help cover the costs for sets, costumes, animations, and avatar customizations. Written by Xander Green, viewers would once again be introduced to Harlan Quinn as he settles into his new life in the desert. Wait, is that a spoiler alert? Maybe. When asked, Saffia would admit the biggest hurdle crossed when trying to create this film series would be trying to get everyone together in front of the camera. Working with shareable avatars would help with this hurdle, but Saffia would also give credits to the cast's heroic efforts to be in place when they were needed. The final product was so good that it would win the award for the best short film at the SLVCG's Best of 2022 awards show. If you haven't seen Harlan Quinn and the Omega Hex yet, first, where have you been? But second, you already know you don't have to stress it, because we definitely got you covered on this one. Here's a sneak peek for your viewing pleasures.
This place suits you.
I got no complaints. I'm getting by.
Well, I'm afraid that you won't be getting by for very much longer.
Is that a threat?
It's a warning.
Oh yeah, see, now there's the Lindis I know.
Have you not been following the news?
Well, sure I have. Let's see. Mr. Adnan's camel is pregnant, and his wife wants to name the calf after me. There have been some bandit raids up north, and the shepherds are thinking about forming a guild to deal with it. And just last month it rained in the Western Valley. First time in, well...
Have you been following the news about the Omega Hex?
From what I hear, the Ministry has things under control.
The Ministry is lying.
Oh, lying bastards lie. What else is new?
Don't you get it? They are deliberately downplaying the threat. The question is why.
I don't know why, and I don't think you do either. If you did, you wouldn't be here wasting my time, because the one thing I do know is that the Omega Hex is just a myth.
Absolutely brilliant, and a true testament to the fact that Saffia Widdershins is a true master when it comes to the art of machinima. And with that, if you're watching this and aspiring to create like Saffia, here are a few helpful tips and words of wisdom from Saffia herself.
Firstly, there are 3 stages in creating a film: pre-production, production, and post-production. All 3 are equally important, even if not all take the same amount of time. And the more time put into pre-production, the more smoothly the other 2 stages will run. That's why it's essential to have a script and storyboards, to have the mise en scène set, the animations in place, the in-production's special effects set up and rehearsed, and the actors clear on what their roles are and what you as director need from them. Everyone should have their role to play in the team, and people should understand what their role is.
So what can we expect next from Saffia? Well, with all the new narrative machinimas being focused on genres such as cyberpunk, thrillers, and action movies, Saffia would actually like to try something rather different, to see if she could have witty, romantic machinimas that draw on Jane Austen, or be inspired by Bridgerton. It's something she really believes there is a market for, and something we'll admit, we would definitely like to see. Other than that, we don't have any more news to give, but we're more than sure that whatever new venture in machinima that Saffia takes on, that we'll be right there, front row center with our popcorn. And that, ladies and gents, is Saffia Widdershins, a tried and true veteran of machinima who dabbles in everything from magazine editing, TV show hosting, web comments, and film directing, whose motto in life is, let's make sure all boats float. And we hope that you enjoyed learning about her today, because it was a pure pleasure for us to introduce her to you. And that's all we have for you this month. So we're off to go place our fake gravestones and skeletons in the front yard, fill our candy bowls to the rim for all the trick-or-treaters, and if they're lucky, Rizzo will leave them a piece or 2. We'll see you all next month, where we'll have another wonderful director to showcase for you. See you there.